Assalamu alaikum. I'm Dr. Ijaz Muhyiddin, and today we are going to discuss peptic ulcer, a very important topic and very common disease. Incidence: most peptic ulcers are caused by H. pylori and NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. Duodenal ulcers are more common than gastric ulcers, but symptoms are indistinguishable. There are two types of ulcer, the duodenal ulcer and the gastric ulcer. Both of them are known as the peptic ulcer. Duodenal ulcer is occurring in the duodenum, the first part of the duodenum, and the gastric ulcer is occurring in the stomach. Gastric ulcers may become malignant, whereas duodenal ulcers don't. Gastric anti-secretory agents and H. pylori eradication therapy are mainstay of the treatment. The common complications of peptic ulcer includes perforation, bleeding, and stenosis. Treatment of perforated peptic ulcer is mainly surgical. All peptic ulcer patients are treated by using proton pump inhibitors, which render patient achlorhydric. Sites: the common sites of peptic ulcer are the first part of the duodenum and the lesser curvature of the stomach, but they can also occur in esophagus or Meckel's diverticulum. Patients with gastric ulcer have normal level of gastric acid secretion. Peptic ulcer with high level of gastric acid secretion are seen in gastrinoma or Zollinger-Ellison syndrome. All ulcers can heal in the absence of gastric acid secretion. Stress and cigarette smoking are also predisposed to peptic ulcer formation and relapses. Duodenal ulcer incidence: the incidence of duodenal ulcer is decreasing due to widespread use of H. pylori eradication therapy and gastric anti-secretory agents. The peak incidence is much older age group and more common in men. The relationship with H. pylori is common. Pathology: most commonly occur in the first part of the duodenum. A chronic ulcer penetrates the mucosa and muscularis, leading to fibrosis. It may lead to complications like pyloric stenosis. On healing, a scar is seen in the mucosa. A kissing ulcer is known when there is an ulcer both on the anterior and the posterior duodenal walls. The anterior ulcer perforate while the posterior ulcer bleed by eroding gastroduodenal artery. Gastric ulcer become malignant while duodenal ulcer do not. Gastric ulcer: the incidence of gastric ulcer, H. pylori, and the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory agents or drugs are common etiological agents. Smoking and stress also are the etiological agents. Gastric ulcer is less common than the duodenal ulcer. It is equal in both sexes. Gastric ulcer occur in older people. Gastric ulcer is more common in less privileged groups, that is the poor people, and gastric ulcer is more in developing world. Gastric ulcer pathology: gastric ulcer tend to be larger. If fibrosis occurs, it leads to hourglass contractive deformity of the stomach, that is a complication. Large posterior ulcer may erode posteriorly into the pancreas or splenic artery. If it erodes into the splenic artery, there would be severe bleeding. It may also perforate into transverse colon. Chronic gastric ulcer are common in lesser curvature and of the stomach and at the boundary between secretory and non-secretory epithelium. Malignancy in the gastric ulcer: chronic gastric ulcer are more prone to develop malignancy, while chronic duodenal ulcer do not become malignant. All ulcers in stomach should be considered malignant until proved otherwise. Multiple biopsies should be done to confirm it. If at operation, all benign and malignant ulcers should be excised completely and sent for histopathology. In case of gastric ulcers, biopsy of all pre-pyloric and pyloric ulcers is essential because of the development of malignancy. Clinical features: there is no much difference between gastric and duodenal ulcers symptom wise. Pain is in gastric. Epigastric may radiate to the back. Eating may relieve the pain, and discomfort it is intermittent. Periodicity: symptoms may disappear few weeks or months to return again due to spontaneous healing of the ulcers. Vomiting: this may occur due to stenosis. Weight: both weight loss and weight gain may occur in gastric ulcer. There is weight loss while there is weight gain in duodenal ulcer. Bleeding: all peptic ulcer may bleed, leading to microcytic anemia. Acute presentation with hematemesis and melena may occur. Hematemesis is vomiting having blood, and melena is black stools. Clinical exams reveal epigastric tenderness. Investigations: gastroduodenoscopy, visualization of the stomach and the duodenum with the help of gastroscope. Biopsy: at the same time while doing the gastroscopy we would do the biopsy. Presence of H. pylori on pathology. CBC, complete blood count in case of peptic ulcer, as hemoglobin would be decreased. TLC would be increased, and stools for DR and occult blood would show occult blood in the stools. Treatment is medical treatment. H2 receptor blocker and proton pump inhibitors are mainstay of the medical treatment. Majority ulcers heal within 2 weeks. Patients with Zollinger-Ellison syndrome should be treated with proton pump inhibitors for long terms. Reoccurrence of the occur: re-investigate with endoscopic re-evaluation, biopsy and serum gastrin levels. Surgical treatment. Surgical treatment includes for duodenal ulcer, Billroth 2 gastrectomy, gastrojejunostomy, Billroth 1, truncal vagotomy and drainage operations, highly selective vagotomy, and truncal vagotomy and antrectomy. Operation for gastric ulcer: Billroth 1 gastrectomy and gastroduodenostomy. Complications: recurrent ulcer, small stomach, bile vomiting, post-vagotomy diarrhea, malignant transformation, nutritional consequences, gallstone formation. Thank you. And reference is Short Practice of Surgery by Bailey and Love, 26th edition. Thank you.